Welcome to this C programming tutorials. Today we'll be tackling real-world use cases using flow control. After going through two tutorials on flow control where we saw conditional statements, switch case, and loops, we'll be tackling problems, real-world problems like the ATM simulation, where we'll be using the if else, the nested if else statement to check if somebody has entered a valid PIN, and also to simulate withdrawals just like the real ATM machine. We'll also be looking at the grading, students grading system. So we'll be a smart grading system that will enable us to grade students based on a certain number that is inputted. So we'll grade them from A to F based on numbers that are inputted. Now the third problem that we're going to look at will be we'll build a prime number check, right? So using loops. So we'll write a simple program that checks if a given number that the user input is a prime or not. So this tutorial is very rich, so just get your editor up and let's get started. Let's dive in. Okay, so we'll start immediately with the first one, which would be to simulate an ATM machine. So these are actually the problems, right? So we have this one, and this. So in this, we'll just simulate an ATM machine, right, where a user will input his details and then his PIN, and they will check if that is valid or not. So I'll just go down and let's start coding. So we'll start immediately. I'll include stdio.h, and also I'll do int main, right? So in this, that is the first thing that I am going to start working on. So now let me just add my return 0. Then I'm going to printf. I'll put the ATM simulation system. Okay, so \n, then I just put dot, then \n again. Okay, fine. Now I'll declare a PIN, which will be let me just put 1 2 3 4, right? Then now the PIN that the person would enter, so I can put the entered PIN. Then I can declare the amount, and also I can I make the balance of the person to be like, let's say 10,000, right? So I've declared all of them as int, right? So we have integer, the PIN, then the PIN that the person will enter, the amount that the person wants to withdraw, and also the balance that the person has in account. So we ask the person to enter his PIN, right? So \n, then, or let's just keep this. I wonder it should enter the PIN the same line. So I'm going to do scanf, and I have %. Since I've declared all as int, so I'll do %d, or what am I right? %d. Then I'll put ampersand entered PIN, right? So the PIN that the person is going to type in. Now after doing that, we're going to check, right? So we're going to do if, so this is where the learning points start coming. So we're going to do if the entered PIN, right, is equals to the PIN that the person entered, right? So you're going to ask the person that he should enter the amount to withdraw, right? So he should enter the amount that he wants to withdraw, right? So I just want him to enter it on the same line. So I'm just going to use scanf now, and %d again. So like I said, we did everything as integer. So now I have the amount, so I'm going to now check again now that if the amount that the person has entered is less than or equals to the balance. Now for this case, I'm not considering that their bank charges or whatever, right? So what do? I'll take the balance minus equals to the amount, right? So this is like saying that balance will be equals to the balance minus the amount, right? So when we're looking at operators, we actually saw this. So once we do that, then I can do a printf statement that will tell me that withdraw. So I want to indicate that the person has withdrawal successful, right? Then now I'll put remaining balance of the person will be %d, then \n, then now I put the balance. So it will tell the person his remaining balance after a successful withdrawal. But now what if the amount is not valid, right? So I'm going to say else if the amount is less. So I can just do a printf statement there that tells the person insufficient balance, right? \n. So if I want, I can print the person is balance, right? So if I want, I can say you have %d in your account, so that the person knows how much he has to withdraw. So I'll just put here comma balance, right? So then now what if the pin is incorrect? So I'm going to do else here. If the pin is incorrect, so I'm going to just say that printf incorrect pin, right? Okay, so let's run it. Okay, so it asked me to enter the pin, so let me just do 456. So it tells me incorrect pin, right? So let me enter 1234, right? So the pin is okay, and now let me enter 20,000, right? It tells me insufficient fund, you have 10,000 in your balance, right? So it's actually working the way we intended it to work. So now let me just do 1234 again. It asked me for the amount. Let me do 5,500. Then it tells me that's withdrawal successful. Remaining balance is 4,400 because I had 10,000 in my account. Okay, so this is fine, right? This is the first project that we said we're going to look at. So we have seen how we can use nested if statement and how we can use the user input to make decisions. And also the next one that we're going to look at a grading system. So we'll look at the grading system based on this. So I'll just what do I do? Okay, so let me put all of this as a comment, right? And then so that's first problem solved. So the second one now, so I'll just do again include stdio.h, right? Then int main again, then I have return 0, then I have printf student grading system \n. I put this, then I put another \n. So I go down. Then now I'm going to do integer score for the score of the student. So I'm going to write printf and enter your score, right? Or enter the student score, right? So it's going to be like 0 to 100, right? Enter, let me put enter the student mark. So once the person enters the marks, so we're going to use scanf %d to collect the marks. So I also did int. I've done double anyway because we can have points. Yep. So let me do score. Then now I'm just going to do if the score is greater than or equals to, or let me check those conditions there. You have 90 to 100, right? So I can put if the score is greater than or equals to 90, right? I can put 90. Then okay, let me make it this way. I just want us to do something like this. Then I can put score less than or equals to 100, right? Or if you do it just like greater than 90, it still works, right? It still works very well. So we just do a printf here, grade a \n, right? So we'll now do else if again the score is greater than or equals to 80, and I actually wanted to do this because I wanted us to make use of the and, right? So I can just put less than 90 here because it indicated that it has to be so I'll just do the same thing, print f, and the grade is a b grade \n. Then I do another else if again. I put score is greater than or equals to 70, and the score is less than 80. Then I'll just do printf grade is a c grade \n semicolon. So I just need to repeat this thing again here and put here 60 and put here 70 and put here d, right? Then I repeat it again for, let's say 0 to 60, right? Then we put an f. Then now, sorry, I have to close, else. Then I just print f invalid score entered \n. So that is the case where the person enters a number that is like 110, right? So like 110, it tells me invalid score, right? So I want to put a semicolon there, space in. Okay, so this one is working. So if I put like 23, it gives me an F. If I come back, I put a 75, it gives me a C grade, right? So it's working very fine. So we're going to go to the third case now. We're going to go to the third case, the third problem, which says that we're going to write a program to check if a given number is odd or is prime, sorry, that a given number is prime. So we're going to check for prime numbers, right? Now a number is said to be prime, right? A number is said to be prime is that if the number is divisible by only itself and 1. So we're going to do what are the learning objectives here? So we're going to learn how to use loop. So basically we're going to use the for loop, and also we're going to use if else statement also, and then now we're going to use boolean there, which we saw on the data types, and then more so we're going to learn how to do code optimization. Now I'm just going to do this one as include stdio.h. int main again. Right, so I'm doing it like 3 separate programs, right, so that you can just follow one at a time and you're done. Okay, so I'm going to do int num, which will be the number that the person is going to enter. Then I'm going to do boolean is prime. Then I initialize it to true, right? So, and once I use this bool, it means that I have to come here and do include std bool dot h, right? So I have to do that. So now we're initializing that, okay, it's prime, and then now I take a printf statement that asks the user to enter a positive number, right? Positive integer number or positive integer, right? Now this number, I'm going to do scanf to get the number by doing %d, then ampersand num. So now I have my number. So what do I have to do now is to check, right, if the num is less than 0, or yes, less than 0, or let's say less than or equals to 1, right? Then what do? We're going to do is prime is equals to false, right? So if you have like -5, then it's not a prime number, right? Else, so this is where the real deal starts. So else, now we're going to do a for loop for integer I equals to 2. So why are we setting at 2? Because we've said anything that is less than or equals to 1 is not a prime number, right? So I'll do for integer I equals to 2. Then now I can do like I less than num divided by 2 for code optimization, or I can do like this. But now I'm going to do star I again less than or equals to num. Now this is going to optimize my code. It makes the, so for code optimization we're going to do like that. Now like I said, another case I would have done it like this: I less than or equals to num divided by 2, right? So it serves me the same thing, right? And then now after this I'm going to do a demonstration of what we have just done, right? Like how the program actually execute. So now once I have this, if num, right, modulus division by 2 is also equals to 0, then we're going to put there that is prime is false. What happened? The program breaks, right? So we have the if statement, we have the for loop, right, and then we have this statement. So this one ends here. So after that, now I'm going to do if is prime. Now another way of doing this would have been to use a function, but since we are not yet looking at functions, right, it's easier for us to just follow the, but when we get to function, I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to do the same example, but now using functions. So else, we will do there that print %t is not a prime number. Okay, so I have \n, so I'm going to be putting there num. If not, I'm going to have an error. Then I'm going to put comma here num. Okay, so I think we are good. Return 0. So let's look. This is a complete code. Let's see for any error. Let's see. Okay, I think we should be good. So let me put -5. It tells me -5 is not a prime number, right? So I'm going to run again. Let me put 1. It tells me 1 is not a prime number. So that's the first conditions that we were checking, right? That's the first conditions that we were checking. Yeah. Right. So now let's go to the else case. Now let me start with 4, right? So I'll take 4. 4 is not a prime number because 4 can be divisible by 2 and itself. So let me take 5, right? 5 is a prime number. Listen. Let me take any number at random. Let me just take 1956. It's not a prime number, right? You see? So let's go again to another number. 1775, right? It's a prime number, you see, right? So those are numbers that I just take at random. So all right, so in this video we have actually solved 3 use case problems. We've looked at the ATM simulation, ATM withdrawal simulation. We've looked at the student grading system, and we've looked at how to check if a number is prime or odd. In the previous video we built a simple menu-based calculator using operators, right? We wanted to test the arithmetic operators, right, which we employed the switch case there. Now if you find this video interesting, please you comment, you like, you share.